think. I'm good at everything I do.
Everything you do?
Yeah, I'm good at everything. I
Good.
don't do everything, but anything I try to do, I'm good at. I'm not the best at everything.
Okay. So what is the last thing that you did and realized you were good at?
The last thing I did
And
and realized I was good at,
mhm.
um, that's a good question. I could go with my fault.
No, you got, I got water for both y'all niggas. Thank you.
Put it right here.
Yeah, it's straight.
Outside of the camera view.
No, you can put it. If you need to drink water, you need to drink water.
I appreciate you, my young brother.
Y'all do y'all thing. I'll be outside for a little bit and then just call me.
I appreciate you, man. What were you saying?
I probably say the last thing I think I tried to do that I realized I was good at. I'm actually trying to be in my first movie, and I'm learning that I can actually portray a character that's outside of my regular norm characters, which was pretty cool to see, because it's stepping necessarily not out of my realm, but just into a different bag. And I think it's important to be multi-talented, especially if you want to be a good entertainer. So yeah, I say that.
I like that because I read a comment online, and they had said, single talented people or like singular talented people
Yeah.
will look at multi-talented people and think that they're distracted.
I think the only way for you to being a jack of all trades is inspiring. It's beautiful to be, but you have to be known for something.
Yeah.
You have to establish like this is what I am, and I can then venture into different bags. But you know me for this. Jay-Z is a rapper who turned entrepreneur, turned businessman, whatever you call it. But Jay-Z is a rapper.
Some bad got to pay the bills, right?
Something got to pay the bills. But that can go in anybody. I mean, I think, like I said, any real craftsman that we look at, and they don't even got to be entertainment, but we just talk entertainment. You have to establish like this is what I am. This is what they know me for, and then you venture off. Obviously, you get I don't want to say bored, but you try things just as an entertainer, business person. But the goal you have to establish, like people have to support. Yo, this is what you do. I love him for that. And then, oh wow, he went and got into this bag, and you gain followers in that following. And, you know what I mean? But establish yourself in one bag and then go from there.
All right. With that being said, I appreciate you coming down. And speaking of establishing yourself, who are you, and what do you do?
So Shine Like June on all platforms, but June is my name. Actually, because I fuck with you, June is actually not my name.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. But I am a comedian, a street philosopher, the person that dares to ask the questions that you don't want to hear, and a motivated young man will be a highlight of your day. Let's go with that.
That's a lot that you just put down right there.
Yeah, I'm confident.
Something that stuck out for me that I fuck with is you said you're a street philosopher. Break that down for me.
So the conversations that you have in your day-to-day coming from different inner cities. I was blessed to be able to venture out throughout, say, the country, and experience different inner cities and be able to see how different people live, something my mother preached to me. So there's a lot of different philosophies that come with just being inside the streets. And I'm not saying, are you allowed to curse?
You can say whatever you want.
Oh, all right, yeah. So being a hood nigga and being a street nigga is not the same thing. A lot of people confuse the same. So streets, like you being in the street, you hustling, you doing whatever you gotta do to make money or live your life to the best of your ability that's in the streets. But you can be from the hood and not be in the streets. You feel me? And I praise that I'm a hood dude at the end of the day. Like, you feel me? I was never a drug pharmaceutical rep. You feel me? If anybody knows what that means, I was never one of those. But I just come from the hood. So I maneuver my way ins and out. You feel me? And I think being able to express that through different avenues that I've gone through is made me a philosopher in that. So that's me.
So when I hear philosophy, I hear of sayings or mantras, or a way of life that somebody lives, right?
Okay.
Do you have any mantras that you take with you? Because I know, like you said, that your mom put it in you to see how other people live, right? So after seeing how various people live, what's something that June stands on?
Oh, shit. I like that. See, I like you asking the good questions. I like that. So me, you know what I mean, I would say one that my grandmother taught me at a young age was keep the faith. And as I got older, that term became more truthful, but more fluent in different regions. So keeping the faith, obviously she's a very religious woman, was. But keep the faith in your process and your God and whatever that might be. As I got older, I realized keep the faith in your journey kind of ventured more into me. Being able to just understand, like, hey, the goal is the goal. You feel me? Whatever that is for yourself, that's your goal. But being able to keep the faith that you're gonna just push through and keep it going, keep it pushing, and then being able to just understand that you asked to win. You feel me? And I don't think people realize that enough. Like when you pray and you talk to God or whatever your God may be, because I definitely believe that you should have a God, no matter which it is. Just get the message and not the messenger. But whatever your God may be and it's telling you, yo, you asked to win, it never told you how you was going to win. You just asked to win. You feel me? So don't be mad about the process of getting to the wins. You feel me? You just got to go get the win. And I think that's what kind of pushed me to keeping the faith in whatever it might be. So that's one of the mantras that I kind of stick to. And then every year I kind of change up a different word for me that I follow for that year. So last year I was really on like perspective and discipline. Those are the two words I kind of looked at. And I kind of like directed my year. This year I'm kind of looking towards more, the word that I went through this year was just take the risk. I feel like a lot of us don't do it. Like we all get the plans, like, yo, this is what we're gonna do, it's gonna be lit, or yo, we finally got the idea, but no one just says, yo, let's do it. You feel me? Start the process. And that's like the hardest part of anything, you know, for me. So all that entitled keeping the faith, probably my biggest for me.
I appreciate that answer for so many levels. One, especially the state of society right now, and obviously the war that's going on in Ukraine and the, what's the word? I don't want to be too controversial, but it is what it is. The genocide that's happening in Palestine, and we talk about a lot of it is the differences of faith, you know? But you also touched on, like, the last year you were focused on perspective. And it allows you to see what's in front of you. Like, to your point, how you win might not be how you expected your journey to go, but you have to go through it. And a lot of people do get stuck on the idea. So they're scared for whatever reason it may be. But that next step that people don't realize is really taking that risk and stepping into that perspective, right? Because if that perspective that you have gained through your experience is what you really believe, you should be able to walk in that. You should be able to
1,000%.
take that risk. And honestly, and not even feel like a risk because you know it's a part of the process.
Yo, you'd be so surprised. And it's, I always say, like, the more you learn, the less, be very careful what you choose to learn.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't unlearn things. So, you know, I wouldn't even say I'm a, what's the word called? People, not wormhole, conspiracies. I don't believe in conspiracy. I think it's only conspiracy because someone tell you it's not possible, right? So that's how I look at things. And perspective is so powerful to me because you're not necessarily wrong in any decision you make. It's just not necessarily fitting to the person that's looking at you in that mirror, right? You could come in, I could go to a grocery store and steal everything in the grocery store, rob the cashier, feel me, run out of there, steal somebody's car and be out. And you would look at me like, yo, he's a horrible person. Why would you do that? Like, we all working people, da-da-da. In my eyes, you don't know, I could have 3 kids I got to feed. I just lost my job. My benefits not hitting.
Yeah.
Somebody got to take care of these kids. You feel me? And it's all about perspective. So, again, I'm not saying it's right, but you always got to be able to be conscious of, yo, what could that person be going through in a day-to-day? You know what I mean?
A lot of people aren't able to take themselves outside themselves. You know what I mean?
Very true.
Like, we get so stuck up on, like, this is happening to me. And especially when you figure out, a way out of your situation, and you think that's what's supposed to work for everybody. You be like, oh, why he do that? All you got to do was this, and this.
Come on now.
Well, life ain't that simple.
Yo,
So, and that to go back on it, for me personally, I feel like when I see somebody like you, like I can see on your Instagram, when you walk into this room and how you carry yourself, and you said being a highlight in somebody's day, right? Like, and being able to walk in faith. What is something that you have experienced in your life that has reinforced that mantra, or that has allowed you to really reflect and say, damn, I just really need to just walk in my faith and be the person that I believe I am supposed to be, or the person that I simply just want to be?
Damn, that's a good question. I think for me, unfortunately, us as a culture, because I don't want to limit it to just one race or anything, but the only time we actually understand or change is through difficult situations. You know what I'm saying? Most of us, especially in the younger ages, don't have like an OG that could really sit there and be like, yo, you should do A, B, and C, especially in our city. I don't think a lot of people have a solid OG, like father figure, uncle that was really a big homie, or even somebody just in your hood that was really like, okay, hey, do A, B, and C. So for me, I didn't. So why I think it's such a testament to be where I am is because I didn't have any like real strong teachers to teach me. I really learned from just being outside. Like when I say I'm outside, it doesn't necessarily mean like I'm outside in the club or outside. No, like I literally was outside every day growing up. Like that was really my like lifestyle. My mother worked 3 jobs since couldn't even tell you. You feel me? My dad died when I was 16. So, and I don't have any siblings. Like I'm really an only child. Like, you feel me? So, being able to know who I am, and it's a growth. You know what I'm saying? I knew, there's a lot of things. I think a lot of people see me on the internet, and that's one thing I mentioned. Like, well, what you're saying is, you see me on the internet, and this internet person is joyous, happy, go lucky, and I am very happy. You know what I'm saying? I had to get to that point though, and that's why I think your journey is so important. Because I was at one point, like I said, I don't have cousins and like sisters and brothers. Like so I experienced loneliness at a very young age. So like I know what it's like to have nothing. You know what I'm saying? No question like, hey, yo, what you think we should do about... You answer your own questions, you feel me? So it gets to that. And I think it's just interesting what people complain about. You feel me? Like,
talk your shit.
You know what I'm saying?
Talk your shit.
It's interesting what people really will sit there and be like, yo, we gotta, I don't know, Christmas is coming and I don't know what to get my aunt, or I don't even want to get her anything this year. And I'm like, bro, you got a Christmas tree? Like, you feel me? Like you feel me? It's not even about poverty. Poverty is, we all exist in poverty. I never compare and contrast nobody's story. Like, you know what I'm saying? Whatever pain you went through, that's your pain. I can't compare. Yeah. I can't tell you how you felt. I can only tell you what I went through. But going through what I went through and experience that level of loneliness, it then allowed me to appreciate and understand how much, like, not necessarily family is, but how people are to each other. So that's why I come in when I said I'm a highlight of your day. I'm going to give you maximum energy every single time I can, because I know you might not be feeling the way you might be, that I think you feeling. You know what I'm saying? You could come in and, dang, I had a rough night last night, and or, shorty bothering me. I mean, she going crazy. But you see June today, he's like, I don't know, son, June just, he helped me. You feel me? And that's why I went to comedy. Like, comedy was so important, because I think it's kind of like being a rapper. Like, you can listen to your favorite song, you can be like, oh, yeah, I was down, I'm straight. Comedy is the same way. Like, okay, just watch Kevin Hart. That shit had me rolling. Like, I was messed up, I'm straight. Like, I'm just going to get through the day, So, I think that answered your question. I'm not really sure. I just went on a little tangent.
You led to where I wanted to go anyways.
My fault.
Because, honestly, a comedian said this, and I'm not going to get the whole quote right, but it's along the lines of, like, those people that seem to be those lights, you have to understand the level of darkness or the depths that they've been to. And it's something that they don't want. When they see other people, they're not even thinking this is how that person's feeling, but that there's a possibility, and I could do just this and make them feel so good, or reset and make them feel like, you know what, life isn't so bad, or just that small smile or a hug. Like I had a podcast with another guest, and they were talking about sometimes when you just give somebody a hug and they don't let go, and you realize, damn, this person actually really needed that hug.
Man, listen, yo, I'm glad, it's because I study a lot of stand-ups, right? I just started venturing and like getting into stand-up and stuff like that. But it's a lot of being a comedian. One comedian once said, actually, I could quote, I won't verbatim, but Steve Harvey once said, like, when you watch comedy, comedians are like the most joyous people to the crowd, right? But they in a lot of pain. You know what I'm saying? They ain't been through a lot of trials, tribulations, they mind out, right? A lot of them is going through alcoholism and shit like that. They got a third eye. And that always stuck me when I watched it, like a third eye. You can see the funny and shit that people don't necessarily see. Or I'm able to just like verbally just say things that you like, wait, what? But like that third eye allows me to see a lot of pain. You know what I'm saying? A lot of pain in people, a lot of pain that people go through, a lot of struggles that you have that you might not be able to just say. And I can say it in a way that makes the comedic release just like, oh, yeah, that should be happening. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like, it's a gift and a curse that I think I was given to be funny. And I think, again, like a lyricist, I always go back to music. Like a lyricist is a gift to be able to spit and be able to just pop out words and metaphors and similes. You're like, damn, how the hell you even say shit like that? Like, but it's a gift to be able to make somebody laugh. And you have to be able to realize that's your gift. And once you realize it, well, not everybody, but if you realize that whatever your gift is and you can utilize it, you'll be so much happier, you know what I'm saying, with yourself.
And when did you realize that was your gift? Because I hear you saying now you're just starting to get into comedy and I want to touch onto that. But looking back, I would say you've always been into comedy, right? But how did you start the skits?
Oh, yo, skits. So I say 2015, 2014. I was just graduating college. I was a party promoter first. Event coordinator at my school. I had the football house at my school.
Where'd you go to school?
Western Connecticut.
I went there as well.
Shout out to WestCon, WCSU. Colonial, skip off that. What's that word it's called now? What they call themselves?
The Wolverines now or something like that?
Yeah, the Wolves, all that. My boy put them on too. Shout out to my boy Ox, because it wasn't the Wolves before till he got there. But I probably started I was doing events, long story short. And then I am a part of an organization called RMF. So when I came back home, linked up with my brother Dominique Buchanan, Moolah. I don't know if you guys know him, he's a pretty popular kid. But we was throwing events, and I think we prided ourselves on being different. Anybody could post a flyer, and then people come. That popularity is a gift. A lot of people don't know that shit, but popularity is a real gift. It's a talent. My brother would say it's a talent. Being popular, it's not easy just to be able to draw you to come to me. Just you know what I mean. You
gotta have an energy that attracts.
Right. So, and not everyone can be popular. Just because you're good at something doesn't mean you're popular. Right. So I was at school, boom, 2014, 2015, and we used to just do skits to draw people in. I actually had a group of us, it was called Gov Cheese, and we would just do skits.
Goat cheese or
Gov, like government?
Government cheese.
Like government cheese. Look that up on YouTube, it's still there. We would just do skits about different stuff we were going through, growing up in the hood. Had a YouTube series. Actually had the first Skit Power. Go watch Park City Blues. Shout out to my boy MB, this shit was fire. But yeah, so we did skits and stuff like that. And then as people start growing up, but I just love doing skits. So I just kept it moving. And I just started, I had to teach myself. I was like, okay, dang, I got the camera. Let's just do yo, hold my phone for me real quick. I want to do this, A, B, and C. And I would just watch like Ha Davis. I would watch my boy named Leafy, Lefty's Funny, something like that. Back in the day, Desi Young, like a younger Desi. These were like the people, the pinnacle people that I was watching. And I credit Ha so much because I watched him put out 1,000 videos of just content. And then I'm watching him now, and it's like you could see the translation, you know. But anyway, I just started. I was doing it then, and I was like, okay, I'm good at this. Like I can do this. I was watching. Boom! I would do a camera up there, and I was like, yo, bro, you can hold my camera from me. Da 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 da. And it became such a repetitive. Nah, I'm good, bro. Or nah, that. And it's just too many excuses for me.
As in, like, the other person?
Yeah, like, so it would start, like, you know, I asked my boy, like, yo, bro, you can record for me. I want to do a skit. You know, you call him up. I got some skits I want to do. Yo, you want to record for me? Yeah, I got you. But then it became less of a thing. So then I was like, okay, well, damn, all right, no one want to help me? Fuck it. Go get the tripod. Boom, get the tripod. I got the tripod. All right, you know what? Get the camera. Let's really invest in myself, right? Let's get a camera and learn how to do it. So I get the camera. I asked my boy Kev, yo, how do you edit? You feel me? Because I don't know how to do this. Yo, I go on YouTube, bro. And I was like, you just teach me. Like, nah, bro. So then I had to go learn how to edit. So I'm on YouTube learning about color grades and learning about...
I don't want to... Sorry to interrupt, but I do want to say, shout out to Kev.
Kev is a GOAT.
Shout out to Kev, because that's what you needed.
Yeah. Oh, I'll give Kev... He'll give him my flower... Kev is a younger version of me. So, like, you feel me? It's just a different craft, but, like, his motivation, dedication, he's the same person. He just don't want to admit it. I say, first time I got his phone number, I could show you the number. It says Young June. Like, that's younger, I swear to God. So, yeah, I was like, yeah, he told me, like, you got to go on YouTube. So I learned about color grades, and I learned about camera shit. And I was like, okay, well, if I'm going to do camera shit, I need a laptop to edit. So then I had to go buy the laptop. So now I'm like, yo, Kev, you really got me doing a lot. Like, you feel me? Like, yo, bro, you gonna need it. Like, so, and still to this day, that's why I appreciate shit like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? He doesn't know the gift that he gave me, because now I can do it all, and I don't need nobody. You feel me? I appreciate him. You feel me? Of course I want people to edit with me, or work with me, but I can do this myself. And since then, I've just been rocking, you know what I'm saying? I love to make people laugh. I love to entertain, and then I think it also goes into being able to motivate, because you give people a platform to see, you know, if you can, like you said, you walk in and you have the room, you might as well make somebody, you know what I'm saying? So.
Could you elaborate a little bit more on, you said you watch how Davis, he motivated you a lot because he just put content, right? And I see, like, when I do, like, my research and I try to look into people, and I was scrolling down your Instagram, I was like, this shit not stopping, you know? So, like,
I think
that's content. So what do you mean by you saw it translate to something? Like, you saw it translate. What did it translate into?
That shit, it gave me kind of like goosebumps, because I didn't know, you don't know your gift until you're like, it really hits you, you know what I mean? And I don't want to say it's just haha, I just use him as an example. But he was a great influence, you know, like Rennie back in the day. It was so funny. Yeah, he was funny. You know what I'm saying? But like, I knew I'm funnier than them. You feel me? I know I'm funnier than you. It's just you just know you probably got your gift earlier than I did. But I know I'm funnier than you. You know what I mean? And I was just on some like, okay, how is he doing this shit? Like, is he like 15? Like, does he have like a team of niggas just giving him jokes and you just recording, you just a fake? I just started studying, bro, and I was just really watching people. And like, anybody tell you, like, I get in my car, I'm not listening to music, I was just listening to stand-up comedians and listening to podcasts, just like how it's not how to be funny, but how to strategically be internet. Like, the internet is social media is such a idea that people just don't take advantage of, and that shit was just motivating me. So I'm like, again, I was just watching, bro, and I used to just study people, like, and I'm like, okay, you're not funny to me, but you know something I don't. What do you know? You feel me? And that's when I started just digging, bro. And when I got that energy, when I finally clicked in me, like, oh, you just got to learn how to put it out there. It's not necessarily what you put out, just put it out there. And a lot, like I think we talked about it, like, a lot of people just second guess and start thinking too much, bro, and don't start. Once you start, you'll figure the rest of that shit out later. But go and like, go get that shit, bro. And then I got hungry, cause like I'm an athlete first, so I just started getting hungry. Like, okay, all I gotta do is outwork people. Like, I was never I played 15 sports, bro. I was good at everything. I was
Did you
never
have a
the star.
favorite?
Favorite sport? I mean, I'm a football player first. I played football, soccer, lacrosse, rugby. I did track. Um, what am I missing? I can snowboard, skateboard.
All respect.
Yeah, I did that. Skiing is way harder skiing is harder to learn, easy to get good. Snowboarding is hard to get good, but easy to learn. Yeah, so they opposites of each other. Um, Bikes, all that. I truly, like I said in the beginning, like I'm really good at everything. I'm just not the best at everything. I'll never tell you, but like top five, I'm always gonna be in your top five. I promise you, I'm always. Quote me now, RMF. By the way, y'all know I'm top 5 athlete in RMF. I'm not the fastest, but I'm not the slowest.
So I would say this: we know Moolah not the fastest.
Oh yeah.
We know
Yo,
that. I've seen the videos.
Yo, swear for God, listen, Mullah, that's my brother, bro, and he helped me a lot. He is the worst athlete He's a great wrestler. If y'all don't know, he a wrestler. So that's he's a top 5, I think, freestyle wrestler in like the state. Like if you go to like record books, he was him.
Oh, he was getting busy.
Oh yeah, that's him in wrestling.
All right.
But like I went to him a wrestling match, and like you stretch, like warm ups. Like you could tell by the way he run, he's not an athlete. He's a great wrestler, but he's not an athlete. But like I think athletes are the most successful people in the world. So we always like go back and forth about what wrestling does for your mindset and what it did for him. You can't tell Moolah he can't do something, because in wrestling it's just you versus him. There's no team that says, hey, you do this pick and I'll get it and I'll make no, it's you versus him. If you lost, you know why you lost, because he beat you in this way. And so that transitions to him and his mind state, how it goes now. Like there's no, especially being Jamaican, there's no excuses. Stop giving me this, just get it done. You feel me? And that transitions for me, like as a football player, I understand what the team aspect is. I know what it means to have a good team. You don't have to be the best. The goal is to win. You feel me? And if you can be the best teammate, you can win the game. You feel me? And that's, I don't know for y'all, but I'm trying to win. I don't need to shine in the political room, because I know that when we go to the comedy room, that's when I shine. A lot of us here in Connecticut just do so much. We the top dog shit. And instead of understanding that Connecticut don't got shit, we need to work as a unit so we can get to the shit. You feel me? So, I don't know.
So do you use a lot?
I'm glad you brought that water.
Right, needed that. So you've used athletics as almost like a release, because it sounds like your trials and tribulations through all that, you've gained confidence in yourself. You found out like what you're actually capable of, what your strengths are, and being able to like be realistic and rely on your strengths and build a team around you that can pick up where you lack.
Sports, I'm picky and choosy about sports in Connecticut. Being an athlete, it's tough, bro, because you can be the best. Like, we're not in a major, like, all right, realism, like you said, right? We're not in a major market for sports, except basketball. I'll give it. And most people that go to UConn aren't from Connecticut, right?
True.
You want to be realistic.
True.
We got a lot of good athletes. I never doubt that, but in the scope of what we talking about, like you compare yourself to a Florida, to a Alabama, to a LA, like in sports, you're not in a major market for sports. So being realistic, it's hard for me to be like, okay, you tell a 10-year-old you can make it. Well, you could. I'm not saying you can't, but it's like, if you invest everything, like it makes sense now when they be like, yo, make sure you have a backup plan if you live here. Because like, you invest everything into this and you don't make it, what are you going to do? You feel me? Because a lot of people from here don't make it. So I understand why they say when you here and you've been here and you don't travel out, you don't go to another state and try and like see what happens for you. I understand why they say, hey, have a backup plan, because if this don't work, what are you going to do? A lot of us invest 1,000 in it and you get the grand picture and they get 1,000 likes, or you hitting that. You feel me? And like, but realistically, the competition you're going against isn't the competition that's getting you to the league. It's not the competition that's going to get you that D1 scholarship. It's not the competition that you really need. It's the competition that look good for us, Cause I be like, yo, that's bro. He went to high school with me.
Yeah.
He just got 1,500 yards this season or some shit. Which is cool, but 1,500 yards against if you playing a bum.
Yeah, I get you.
You get me.
We padded stats.
You pass. It's great. It sound good. Well, we in the cookout 10 years from now. Yo, I remember. Yo, bro used to go crazy.
Remember when I cooked them boys?
Remember when I cooked them boys?
And all them boys is mailmen.
All them boys is mailmen now. You know what I mean? None of them over here went D1. None of them over here on ESPN. But you went. You was crazy. So
Is that a reality for you?
So that's the thing about me. I lie to myself every day. I lie to myself daily. I am the biggest. One thing I live on. I'm a hater. I swear to God. My bad. It's Sunday. Yo, I'm a hater. I'm not a doubter. I don't doubt abilities, but I hate on niggas so much, and I love it.
Yo, I'm having a hard time with this because I be hating, and I ain't gonna try to put that out there.
I love hating on niggas. It makes me happy because I feel like two niggas is way too happy and it's life's not that. Dog.
Let's turn that down.
Yeah, you way too. Life is hard, bro. I'm not even gonna take that from that. Life is hard as shit for every person. White, black, Spanish, Alaskan. I don't give a fuck. I'm hating every day, but I think it's important because we've lost in this. I'm not from this. What's Gen Z? What's the next generation now?
I don't know. I mean,
Them niggas. I'm not this whole happy-go-lucky. We gonna support each other shit. You need competition, bro. You need people to be competitive. I'm not saying you don't. Again, I don't doubt you. You feel me? I never say, yo, bro, he can't do it. I'm saying that nigga did it. I could have did that shit. You feel me? And I think that breeds competition of like, I'll go support you, but then you gonna say how I did, nigga, you suck. You feel me? So, but it's not in a malice way. I think my friend group knows like. We always treat each other like we don't do things I expect you to do. Don't expect acknowledgement for things you're a man. You feel me? There's certain things you have to get done. Don't think, yo, I got A's on my report card. I'm out to go. Let's take me out to eat. You supposed to get A's, bro. You supposed to be out here every day, waking up early, be in the studio if that's what you are as an artist, writing down scripts if you were a producer or a director. You're supposed to. I'm not supposed to acknowledge that or give you your flowers for that. But when you go and really go get the jump. That's when we come through and like, yo, bro, I believe in you.
like I seen the journey. I seen it. That's like I work in high school, right? Mm-hmm. So, like your expectation is when you come to high school, you graduate, right? But nonetheless, people go through shit, right?
Yeah.
So like there's a specific student I'm thinking of in my head, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she didn't graduate a formal way, like from her home high school. So she had to go to adult ed, right?
Okay.
And I saw like her grinding. I saw like she took the bus to school, took the bus at 10 o'clock at night to get home, like, and was consistent with it, right? And not one time did I ever go be like, yo, I'm proud of you. But graduation, when she walked across that stage, I had to make sure I took a second and be like, yo, just wanted to let you know I saw everything.
That's what's up.
And I'm very proud of you. You know what I mean?
That shit mean a lot. I'm trying to tell you, and you gotta being able to acknowledge. I'm not a person of verbiage, right? I'm very hard, especially because I told you my background. Like, I'm very transparent. I'm very blunt. Good looks on the water. I'm very blunt. I'm very transparent. I'm not very good with being expressive verbally. It's very hard for me to be like, yo, I love you, my nigga. Like, you feel me? I can, but it's I never had to. You feel me? I'm not avoiding doing it. It's just I never really had to do that. We're gonna tap into what RMF is later, but do you tell your people in RMF you love them? Yeah, I'm learning to. Not to sit back and look uncomfortable.
You good?
Nah, but I did have to learn to do that. It started with my mother, like me and my mother have a great relationship. You feel me? I've watched this woman, like I said, work my whole life. You feel me? So I know what hard work look like. Verbally, I'm not the most attentive, but actions, I show. You feel me? You can't call me and I'm not gonna say no. You feel me? You can't tell me like, yo, bro, I'm in a bind, like help me. I'm never gonna say no. If you're someone I call a friend, and a lot of people say I don't got a lot of friends. No, I make sure I have friends. You feel me? I make sure I acknowledge, yo, you're a friend of mine. You feel me? Because I don't want you to feel like I seen you today and tomorrow if you get hit by a truck, I'm not. You know what I'm saying? Like, people always try and limit, like, oh, I got my 3 friends, but everybody else is. No, because if that was the case, I'm not saying hi to nobody. I don't acknowledge my friends. You feel me? I'm not a fake dude like that. So if I call you my friend, and you can call me, bro. I'm never going to be, I'm not that. You feel me? And I'm very transparent about that. So I got a lot of friends. Now, am I like your best friend? Nah. But if you say, yo, come to my graduation, I'm coming. Yo, bro, my kid need milk. Like, I'm coming. I got you, bro. Because that's what friends are for. I wouldn't acknowledge you as my friend if I didn't want to be on that same type of time with you. So, but yeah, I definitely tell my friends I love them. It's just, I'm more, again, about actions. Like, I'm very, anybody could tell you, yo, June, I've never been no bad blood with me. I don't do move funny. Like, and I always, especially with texting, you know what I mean? You know, people be texting you like, yo, we get in an argument or some shit. Or if there's a problem, I feel like it's tension, I'm going to call you.
Yeah, we're not doing this texting back and forth.
Because you know how that shit goes. You be misreading shit. And, oh, nah, you said it like this, so I thought it was. No, I'll call you because maybe my tone didn't sound how you thought it was. Squash shit. So, but yeah, I definitely tell my people I love them.
All right, it's very important. I make sure I tell my people that too. I don't want to get too far off from the skits because I do want to talk. I want to talk on your comedy. Mm-hmm. Do you have any personally favorite skits that you've done?
Oh, favorite ones of all time. I got one that I did. When Jamaicans first come to this country, and you know they come in a barrel. I don't know if y'all did a barrel. It was so there's like usually when you shipping shit to like different countries, it's like you ship like mad clothes. Mm-hmm. Back in the day, we was shipping Air Pastel, Hollister shirts. They sell them or wear them back home. They flash you on the gram. But that one's important to me because a good friend of mine is in it, and there's nothing wrong with him. He just moved like so. That was like one of the times he was like really hustling. He was working at like UPS at the time, and he just pulled up. I said, I want to shoot this shit, and one of my friends shot it for me, and then another friend just pulled up, and then he ended up moving. But I knew the situation it was in, like financially. You feel me? And they still took the time out to come because they believed in me. You feel me? And it wasn't nothing crazy. It went a little viral. It wasn't OD, but it to me it meant a lot. And then I would probably say that one, and then maybe my first like viral video, I think.
Which was that?
My first viral video was one I did it was during COVID, so 2020, 2021. And it was important because it was something simple. Like, cause you go through, I did a video, it was when you get your test results from Shorty. Like, so, and like, she's saying like, oh, now you, like, you think you cheating. And you're like, no, I'm not cheating. And you get your results and you got that one. And I showed the results. My test results, obviously, I'm clean. I just want y'all to know.
Okay.
Like, you know what I'm saying? That should be, yeah, all right? I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I can drip and drown. But, the shit, I just marked it and it said that like one came back positive or something. I forgot. I don't know. I had results. I had paperwork that I went and actually got tested, and then I scratched it and put positive. And that shit went stupid. Like, it was just like, everybody was like, oh, you really putting your test? Oh, the real results will say that this, that, and the third. And like, so that was my first, like, I didn't been local viral. That was my first like national viral. And like, you see the difference because I read everything. Like, I might not acknowledge it, but like, I read all comments because I like input, and maybe that might inspire another thing. So I'm reading through it, and like, you really see the transition of, okay, these people from Bridgeport, okay, damn, Hartford people was tapping in, okay, damn, they from Baltimore, damn, okay, wait, LA, what you mean? Like, you see it trickling, and then like, oh, and then you're reading comments, and you just see different types of people and the different assumptions that come with everything. And it's like, I can see why celebrities, well, one, you got to be real, like, heavy-hearted. Like, you got to have a real good coat of armor to deal with that many different opinions of something that, because I could have thought you could come up with a basketball skit and people take it to, like, you making fun of disability. Like, you feel me?
Yeah.
and you have to just be. Some people will ignore it. I know people probably just like, I'm not reading that shit. Like, but like, I guess up and coming people were more likely because you want to be able to deal with that. And I've always said that anytime I do anything, I always do it sober first before I do anything. Like, I want to experience it. I want to feel it. I want to know how it felt when I did it, so that when I would do it again, I know how it feels. So I don't necessarily have to feel it the same way. Pause. That was crazy. That was crazy. But yeah, like, okay, like stand up. I wanted to feel the experience. I didn't want to be, yo, I'm nervous. Yo, let me get lit. And
Yeah.
I want to feel it. I want to feel the nerves, the hunger, the butterfly. I want to feel all that. So now if I did do it again, or when I do it again, I mean, I said did, I know how it felt. Like, you feel me? And now I can be a little more looser and be more transparent with myself. But yeah, that's me.
All right, I had a couple comments. First is, shout out to your friend that showed up, because I feel like from hearing you talk, you sound like somebody that's there for your people. So like when you tell, like you said, when you tell somebody you're their friend, there's something that comes with that. There's expectation that you put on yourself, so that when you see somebody else be a friend to you in a way that it means to be a friend to you, it's so powerful.
Oh, yeah.
Because like I could tell you, I'm like I have a lot of respect for you, and I feel like I share a lot of the same morals in the way that, like, I'll give somebody the shirt off my back, you know what I mean? And I don't have the expectation of somebody to give me the shirt off their back. But the friends in my life that do those things, those are the people that I can speak to. Those are my best friends, you know? Or even in those moments, I can see our relationship can go to another level.
I think it's so powerful, and I appreciate that. It's so powerful to be a good friend. Like, stand alone, a good friend. It speaks on your character as a person. But to be a good friend to somebody, and it means more, again, perspective, right? It means more to me to be a good friend than it means to somebody else to be a good friend. Maybe just in my upbringing, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I dealt with a lot of loneliness. So being a good friend is imperative to me at all times. You know, I don't ever want you to make you feel like June did me wrong, or June, because I know how, like, well, I don't know how it might react to you. I know how it reacts to me. You feel me? So being a good friend is so powerful for me. And you can't choose who you. People say you can choose who your friends are. You really can't.
No.
Not really. I mean, you can avoid certain types of people, but like, there are gonna be people, especially not even in my journey. You know what I'm saying? Your journey too. There's people that are gonna like influence your shit so much that you have to stay around this person. You get me?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Yo, the nigga that opened up the studio 50 times for you is gonna be the nigga that's gonna be like, yo, I got a opportunity to interview Jesus.
Yeah.
And that's like, and you don't know where them steps is gonna, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, just being a good person has opened more doors to me than being a negative person.
Shout out to that. And I comment on that because I've had people come to me and be like if I was good to somebody and then that person, I don't want to say they snake me, but they do some shiesty shit, right?
Yeah.
And then people will be like, see, that's what happens when you're being too nice or whatever. But I'm like, I'm never going to change how I treat people.
Ever.
Like, I'm just going to find out who deserves more of me or less. And
bro,
that's it.
It's not your job. It is not your job to correct somebody, bro. You can only be you.
Yeah.
You feel me? You can't, how I treat you is never going to be a reflection of how you treat me. You feel me? Because I'm me. You feel me? So that's just how it is. And a lot of us is trying to like paint this glorified picture of what you're supposed to look like. You feel me? No, be you and treat people how you feel, and don't, like you said, don't expect an expectation. Just go with what you are, and it's not your place to correct. You feel me? Whatever your faith is or however you look at the universe, let them handle that.
Yeah. I had a conversation with a friend today. It's funny because what they said, they had a conversation with somebody else, and the info that came back to me was some teachers where they mess up is that they feel like I have to teach, and like that's your job, right? But really all you're doing is sharing information.
Facts.
You know?
Yeah.
and giving people perspective to interpret that information. And if it's math, yeah, it's one way to do something, but like outside of that, people are gonna take what they choose to take. It's like that's why some kids don't learn in certain classes. They might need something different, but like, and they're not ready to take that yet. But share it, and then when people are ready to receive, they'll receive.
I think people are so, man, I believe in the Matrix.
What does that mean?
Like the Matrix, like the movie. Like I think that shit is the realest, like one of the most influential shits that ever happened in my life. And I don't, you seen the Matrix before?
Yeah,
So like, it's a fire, to me. It's a fire movie,
absolutely.
right?
I mean,
But the idea of it, of we live in a world that we think is the real, the norm, when realistically, like, none of this shit is real, bro. Like, and I guess being an entrepreneur and seeing the world and seeing like not the U.S., like the world, like going, I've been to England, I've been to Switzerland, I've been to Australia, you feel me? I've seen how other people live. I done seen somebody work all year, and there's no knock on nobody. Like, I'm not saying I got it. Don't rob me. I don't got no money. But I done seen people work their 9 to 5 and make their money, and I done seen somebody throw a party and make that same money in 2 hours. So like when I say the Matrix is real, I'm like, yo, bro, why are we limiting ourselves to just this as the truth? You feel me? Why do you choose to work this for 40 hours? Now, don't get me wrong. Every job is important. Everyone plays a role in society. That's the world how it's supposed to be. But to accept this as a truth when you know that there are other ways that you can live, why? What makes that? Why is this real? If America is a business and is built on business, why are you choosing to be a part of this infrastructure compared to this infrastructure?
yeah.
And that's really what kind of threw me. And I'm like, wow, okay. Maybe knowledge is power, right? If you know more, you can move better, but you can't unknow shit. So now, if you know it and you can't get out, that's when you become a lunatic. That's when you start tweaking out, because you like I got 3 kids. I gotta take care of my grandmother, like, or my girl pregnant, whatever it might be. Some people struggle, and I have to work, but I want to go invest in Apple, or I want to go start my own, but I don't have the resources. But that's where it gets me. That's why I say this shit is real, but it's so. The world is scary, bro.
Yeah.
Yo, you feel me?
It is.
The world is scary.
And to elaborate on what you're saying, in a way, is like
Chestnut check.
like you said, when you're in America, you don't realize, like, even in our education system, our food, all these things that we're putting into ourselves, we're living in a box, right?
Yes.
And often when you're growing up and you're falling to all the traps within that box. And then you realize you're in a box, and now you're shackled to all these things that are in the box, and you want to get out. But how do you free yourself? You know what I mean? Like, you have all these huge things that might be not weighing you down, but are now real responsibilities, to your point.
Yeah.
Like, you could have had a kid young, or you could have gone into a lot of debt on things that you didn't need, like on designer bags, trying to keep up with other people.
Fact.
Gotten a nice car. You know what I mean? There's so many different things that that you can get trapped in. And once you realize you're in a box and you can't get out, to your point,
Crash out.
you crash out.
Crash out.
You crash
That's why
out.
you see, I think we came in, I was like, yo, I see across the street. I'm like, yo, you see like homelessness and people like sleeping. Like, yo, bro, they used to be in high school just like you, bro.
Yeah, they used to work at probably a 9 to 5.
Something happened and they switched. But like, somebody say, oh, shit, that couldn't be me. No, it could be you.
You don't understand. You on your way right now.
Yeah, all right.
Those steps,
I'm
man.
telling you, that shit is, and it's like I said, that shit is, it's a very, once you conscious of shit, like I see, again, that's perspective. I see why people do drugs. And like when you're younger and you see, okay, bam, I would never get to that level. But now, like when you get older and the bills start hitting, they keep coming, or life keep happening. When I was younger, I wanted to write a book. It was gonna be called The Inner City Trap, because I was like, I'm from the north. When I moved to Connecticut, and I was like, I came from Mount Vernon. I moved to Bridgeport, whatever, and I used to go to Central. I went to Bridge, but I went to Central for all my sports. I'm at Central, and I'm like, yo, the Boys and Girls Club here, and across the street is a jail. Like, literally, jail, high school. Like, you walk out of high school, and there's a jail across the street. Who structurally builds something like that? Like literally, you structured a building that's supposed to build and create and steer it and curate your mind to be a better human being, and put a prison across the street that you have to see every single day. I was like, yo, this, like we talking about, it's the inner city trap. Like, you feel me? You get out of high school, you know what I'm saying? You don't know what to do because you ain't got no person to influence you. Telling, hey, go to college. You might not have that. What's it called? The teacher that gives you
role model.
Not role model. This is a teacher that teaches you that helps you with picking like college courses and
guidance counselor.
Guidance counselor. My bad. See, bad school. But you don't got a guidance counselor showing you, hey, you should go to A, B, and C school. Maybe teach you about an HBCU. I was blessed that I did. You feel me? But I didn't know enough about college at the time. Like I when I graduated, I had my guidance counselor told me about his alma mater. He said, you'll go to Elizabeth City. I went on a college trip. They told me, yeah, you could play football still, but I didn't understand the concept of college. I just thought, football, my friends is going, let's do it. But the idea of what school, the benefits of school, I didn't understand. I was like, whatever. So when I got to a HBCU, I don't know if anybody know about HBCUs, but like they're usually in a hood area. Like they're on the outskirts of a hood. So the school is beautiful, but you out and you in the hood, right? So when I went to Elizabeth City, D2 football, they hyping me, beautiful girls, whoop-de-woo, blah, blah, blah. But I'm like, I'm looking at the school, the building structure, it looked like the terrace. So I'm like, bro, I'm from the hood. Why I want to go to school in the hood? Like, I'm not doing this. This is dumb. So I come back and I was like, I wanted to go to UNH because I thought that was the prettiest school I ever seen. They was banging me in the head for 30 bands a semester or some shit. I'm like, I can't afford that.
Yeah.
Went to Housatonic. So it goes back into the book I wanted to write. I'm like, yo, you go to a community college, you with the same people you was with in high school, maybe a mix of every high school, but you in the same group. You get a job, you just going to classes, you just living, then something bad happens. You know what I'm saying? Somebody gets shot. Somebody has a kid. Somebody, family member is sick. You got to take care of them. You feel me? And now the cycle just starts because you have a kid, or you go to jail because you still in your hood. You feel me? The cycle starts again. You got to take care of this kid now, and then it's the same process. You know what I'm saying? So that inner city trap is like, it was so vivid to me when I was younger. I was like, shit, this is a real thing. Like, you get trapped in these motherfuckers. Like, you feel me? Niggas don't leave. I met people, bro. I was blessed to leave and see the world, but I didn't know niggas that never left Bridgeport, bro.
Yeah.
That shit is scary, bro. Like, you don't. When you go to, even when I went to Western, like, you know, when you go to school and then you bring your friends from back home and they see, and they just feel uncomfortable there. Like, bro, chill, you good. You don't got to be on that. Like, you good. White bitches, black bitches, you good, bro. You could live. You don't know what time.
So why this person looking at me like
exactly.
that? Like,
bro, you good, bro. It's not like that. You feel me? They not, the worst you can get is kicked off campus. You feel me? You good. Like, you feel me? But it's just, like, that shit hit me so young, pause. That was crazy. But I was like, damn, yo, people really never left the hood, ever.
And like you said, we go way back. They never got that opportunity to expand their mind, to really shift the perception of what is possible out there. I mean, you go into school every day and you learning whatever you're learning, but it's reinforced when you leave. Most of us just going across the street.
Niggas think Miami is the highlight of this whole country. Dead ass. Niggas think going to Miami in spring break is the best thing you can do in this entire world.
Yeah. And people don't even know. I'll tell you right now, it's probably cheaper to go spend a week in Costa Rica.
Swear for God.
Than
swear for God.
Spend 5 days in Miami.
Yo, you could have a ball in Costa Rica.
I'm telling you because I did, brother. I was there 2 weeks ago. Life changing.
For real?
I came back different mindset. Like watching people live, them taking it slower.
Yeah.
The women are beautiful.
Yeah.
They hear you speak Spanish.
Man. Bro, first time I went to the U, because like I said, my mother's off the boat from England. Like,
I didn't know that.
yeah, my mother's from England. Like, so my family is Jamaican. My grandfather's like Jamaican. He was a driver. That was actually probably one of the most influential things I've seen from my actual family standpoint. My grandfather, I went to go see. He lived in Florida, still living, whatever. And I went to go talk to him, and he, I like to pick his mind, like what old people are like walking time machines, right? So you could literally just like they tell you about the history. You're like, damn, that's how shit used to be. So I used to pick his brain. He said, he's from Jamaica. He'll never go back to Jamaica. He hates Jamaica. He thinks it's demons and shit, whatever. Cool. He went to UK, met his wife in the church, real godly man. But he was a driver. Like he was a not school bus, but like shuttle bus. Like he used to drive like in perspective, like we drive from Bridgeport to Hartford and from Hartford to Brooklyn or some shit. He was a driver. From UK, came to US, brought his family over, and then they dispersed. But like, he was telling me like when he first got to England, he was working 6 days, 7 days. The only day he take off is Sunday, because he's a church dude. So he go to church, working like 7 to 7, 7 to 8 every day. You feel me? So he had that drive, but the influential part was he showed me his first paycheck when he came to the U.S. He got it in his crib, and it was a check for like $120. He said, "Yo, I'm never driving," because he didn't want to drive anymore. So I'm never driving again. When he came here, he was a grown man. He was like, "I'm never driving again." I was like, "Oh shit!" Show him the check. The man got to this country, bought 2 houses, 2 or 3 cars. Lives retired. He retired. He in Florida. But like that shit was so like impactful because it was like one, he said he's not doing something. He really stuck to that. Never drove ever again in that business. You know what I mean? But then bought a house in Norwalk, bought a house in Bridgeport, sold the house in Norwalk, sold the house in Bridgeport, retired, moved to Florida, lives peacefully, cool, calm, collected, eats oxtail every day and avocados. And, you know what I mean? Real Jamaican. And like, but to see the paycheck, like, for 120, I don't know if y'all were like, I was like, damn, son. And to push that, like, that's why I say there's no excuse, bro. You feel me? There's literally, you can do anything you choose to do, but you have to choose to do that. And once you make that effort to say, yo, this is what I want, don't be mad. It's not going to be ever straight. Like, you feel me? Pause. But just go. Stop making excuses. Like, because our generation is a generation that the ones before us, they work dumb hard. We supposed to be cool, and the next generation is supposed to be this weird, that, cause you feel me? They supposed to be that.
You got all this free time and luxury because people dealt with a lot of the hardship for you. And like that, to your point, I want that. I want that from my kids. Like, I find it weird as hell, people that be like people that paid off their student loans and be like, oh, fuck that loan forgiveness, yada, yada. I'm like, why?
No, yeah, you wildin'.
Why? Like because you were in a position to pay off your loans. You want other people to struggle and go through the stress that you said that you went through.
You wildin'. Hey, yo, listen, y'all gonna have to get that back when they come.
Oh, you're gonna have to get that in blood for me. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah, y'all gonna have to get that. Yo, I didn't met people. That's an irritating shit too. Like, cause you don't know until you know, right? And you don't know about the college traps so that you go through. Because college is just about making connections. If you don't make those connections, there is literally no point of going to school. You feel me?
I agree.
Unless you're going for a doctor, lawyer, something that you need a logistic paperwork for. But 9 times out of 10, most people I know that graduated are either doing something they choose to do, like entrepreneur-wise, or they some type of influencer that, again, didn't require school, or they got a job that they could have got before they went to school.
Yeah, just
became a cop, firefighter, which is cool. It's a career, and I love it for y'all. But you didn't need to go to school for that, and that's the nail. Because now, why'd you not make you, but why'd you go?
Yeah. And
you don't realize that, damn, like them loans not going anywhere. They still want their bread. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
That shit is a dub. Like, you feel me? And I the fact that these places require you to do so much, not even required. The fact that you can go get certain jobs, and that bachelor's don't mean shit. When they not forced, but made it such a thing, like, yo, go to school. You need
So
that.
they suggested it so much. I mean, even we look at people that got computer science degrees, because I almost got a computer science
Word?
degree. God bless, I didn't.
Why not?
Because one, I don't give a fuck about computers. Later on in life, I realized, and two, AI is fucking that game up, boy. Like,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
what we talking about?
Yeah. But we didn't know. Well, did we know? Computer science is, but you engineering those programs, you just basically made your replacement,
Yeah.
right? And now, so but somebody got to manage them.
Somebody, I don't know how many people now, because now you just over 10 years talked about how much computer science or computers were going to be the future, and you made 30,000 computer scientists or data analysts, and
Yeah.
they don't need none of that.
So now how do you look at that? How do you?
I look at that, and for me, and to your point,
Yeah.
thankfully, when I was in school, I made a lot of connections. I did a lot of different things that allowed me to open my mind and think about, what do you want to do, right? And then I graduated, I ended up getting a job, and after a while, I was working by myself almost every day. And I was like, I realized when I would get off work, I don't want to be around people.
You don't want to be around.
I want to be around people because I
Okay.
spent my whole day by myself, right?
Right.
And then I started doing nonprofit stuff or like doing events. I do backpack events, haunted houses or book drives, you know? And the more I realized, I'm like, yo, I just want to be around people and help people. So I left my job and ended up getting a job at a nonprofit. And now after working there for X amount of years, oddly enough, to your point, I went back to school to get a degree in something that I actually need paperwork for, because I know if I get this paperwork,
You can move in.
I can do what I want to do at an even higher level, you know?
But did you know that, or did someone tell you that?
Which part?
Like the idea of you having to go to that school, like for you to I guess it's part of your journey. You got to a certain part where you realized, okay, I want to influence and help people. Did you think you would need a degree to get that?
No, I think I didn't. And that's why like my bachelor's isn't in what I would do. My bachelor's is management information systems, so to focus on information security. I don't do none of that stuff. So I worked though for X amount of years thinking like, how can I make these maneuvers, right? But now it's like, I do need a certain thing to get the support or get into the rooms that I want to be in. Because those rooms, I hope, are going to allow me to change the lives of the people that I want to work with. Oh, long story short, I want to be a therapist.
Really?
Yeah. So I'm in school to get my master's of social work. And
What kind of therapy?
a clinical, I want to work with, obviously, predominantly people of color, but I'm open to working with anybody, honestly, because I feel like everybody needs help in some way, or everybody can benefit from having somebody to talk to. And I've got a lot of inspiration from going to my therapist, and I'm learning a lot from him in that how he helps people, you know?
I ain't gonna let nothing. I think you would be I watched I'm trying to remember bro name. I watched a therapist. He's online. He interviewed mass like celebrity rappers and stuff like that. But I think you would I think you would be a fire, like giving people this platform and actually being visual. Because therapy is obviously not a secret, but you're not actually just going out, and visually producing a conversation. But this conversation would be beneficial to a lot of people in the world, I think, because they need to see like how we feel.
Yeah.
Or see the trials that we are going through, because nothing changes if it's not seen in 2024. You know what I mean? A lot of us I heard you went, oh, no, I seen that shit. That shit was crazy. He was crying and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was wilding.
I appreciate one. I thank you for that. It means a lot to me, because like I said, I truly believe like when I see you, I see a light, and like I wouldn't have known you were such a holistic person, or so you had this depth to you in regards of your perception and how you were raised, and being able to speak to like your trials of loneliness and understand what it looks like when you rise up out of that.
And I appreciate that. I think a lot of people, they have an expectation of you online. Not just saying like you in general, like anybody, where they think, this person is this online, so when I see him, that's how it's gonna be, or I see her, that's how it's gonna be. Most people think I'm short. Most people think they be like, oh, you short. They see me, oh, you big as hell. Like, you feel me? Because like on the internet, it don't look like that. And then we have a conversation, and like, oh shit, you type intellectual, like you be knowing shit like that. I majored in public speaking, public relations. So I was a communication major. That's also why I say college is kind of stupid. But it definitely, but in retrospect of like what it did beneficially. In retrospect of what it did for me, let's go with take out the beneficially. I use my talents every day. It helped me from who I became, but yeah, the person I am is a lot different than the person you see on the internet. Because you feel like you have to be. Because for me to be that person, I have to go to that. You know what I'm saying? I can't just necessarily, because I do so much different things. I'm not just a comedian. I am a comedian, but I do so much. Like, I have acting roles that I'm doing. I've done different roles, so I have to change my hat, so to speak. I'm not every day gonna be, yo, well, I mean, what's the word? Like, what you want? Da, da, da. Why I say, Brazzy, like, I'm not gonna do that every day. Sometimes I gotta go sit in the policy room. We talking about the documentation and changing the, the demographic and, social areas or some shit like that. You know what I mean? I might do that. I might have to go talk to the kids one day and talk about how you can be leaders and changing your fundraising and, what I'm saying, sit in those rooms too. And I can handle all that. I know I can. So I think it's just important to be able to be multifaceted and be able to code switch. That's probably one of my better qualities, code switching. I know how to turn it on, turn it off. I know how to be really, really ignorant, because I can be really, really ignorant, like blatantly disrespectful, in a funny way. But yeah, code switching is important. And I appreciate you for recognizing the depth that I had.
And I'll push back a little bit, because as I grow and enter these different rooms, I'm starting to grow away from code switching.
For real?
I'm starting to realize you can be you in every space, but you just gotta remember, they just have to accept you. If you accept, I accept myself, right? Like, you can pull up into these spaces and be you, truly. You know what I mean? And I understand, like, when you say, like, being ignorant and all that stuff, and I think it's more so to what you want to portray and the message you want to give, And I don't take away from that, because some people need a message in a certain way.
Yo, being a team leader and being on a team where you realize not everybody accepts information the same way, I had to learn that. I deal with, because with my organization, I deal with, it was more now, but say 16 members right now, right? 16 to 18. Everyone has a personality. Everyone thinks they right all the time. Everybody wants to be the number one. And like, the goal again is to win. So how do I get this information that you're gonna do your job, that he gonna do his job, and that everybody gonna be happy? Because everyone got an opinion.
Yeah.
And it's the truth of it. So like, yeah, processing information and being able to code switch was so difficult, bruh. Because like, I'm so blunt and just like, yo, stop bitching. Like, just do it. Like, you feel me? But like, not everyone's gonna accept it that way. And like, so I had to get partners that could help, I don't want to say personify, but express certain messages that had to get put across, like, or help get this information so we could get this information. So listen, because I would love being loud all day long, but being loud don't necessarily mean I'm right. And I had to learn that too. You know what I mean? The loudest in the room is not necessarily the right person. You know what I mean? So,
this process is crazy, and it's never ending.
I love it. That shit's fun.
When you fall in love with, that's when.
My man told me the other day.
Right?
My man's told me the other day, when you learning the craft, the the gap between a beginner and an expert. That middle lane when you first learn and you like, oh shit, I think I figured this shit out. That's when you're the most creative.
Yeah.
If you can keep that, cause when you become an expert, you're like, I can do this shit in my sleep. Like, you know what I'm saying? This shit easy. And when you're a beginner, you're like, what the fuck am I doing? But when you first finally get the little, you done interview somebody like, oh, I know how to get him to talk like that.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Now you getting, that's when you get the most creative, and that's when the most fire shit gets created. So trying to stay there is so hard.
And we have to be lifelong learners and be vulnerable to that, you know? Be like, I'm never going to know everything,
Oh, swear.
you know?
Mm-hmm.
Never becoming an expert.
Never becoming an expert. Damn, you should get that tatted.
Damn, that's it. Well, you know what? I want to double down on what you just said is fire because you said when you're in a space when you're like, I kind of get this and I'm gonna take it based on my experiences. Honestly, that's what we're doing right now because like I typically ask people to give me 2 contacts, right? And you gave me 2 contacts. We didn't talk. I'll be honest with you. So this is just us just genuinely getting to know one another.
I love it.
And I appreciate the authenticity that you came into the room with. And I don't want to not touch on, because you mentioned it in the beginning, and I think it's dope, that you said being good at everything and talked about what is something that you just recently learned that you're good at, and it's the process of being able to portray something that you're not. Tell me a little bit about that.
So, throughout my career, because I guess I could say I got a career, right? So, throughout my career of just creating, I learned how to listen, and I learned how to understand dialogue, right? Understand how to actually portray. So when I say portray, you have to be able to speak and make you believe, because you hire somebody not for them to play a role, for them to be themselves. I learned that, right? So you want Denzel. Denzel's the same in every movie, but he's Denzel. You feel me? And he's playing this role. He's not a role played by Denzel. It's Denzel playing this role. You feel me? So you have to now magnify your personality to the extent that someone wants you for this role, right? So I had to learn to now push my personality to a point where I could play any role. You feel me? So now it's like I could see June doing that. It's not like I got this role. Who do I want? I kind of need somebody that looks like this, that, and the third. No, I could just see June doing that. I could see June doing it. June can do that.
Word.
You feel me? And once you get to a point where it takes a lot of confidence, a lot of understanding, and now you have to really put yourself in roles. Like I didn't study people where you got like Tom Cruise will sit with himself and like know that he's preparing for, I don't know, Mission Impossible or something like that, right? And he'll like take a month of just sitting with himself and like becoming this character. You feel me? Will Smith with not Independence Day. Was it I Am Legend? Or it might have been was it 50 Pounds? Was it what's the movie that he did when he's walking with the kid? He plays
Pursuit of Happiness?
Pursuit of Happiness, I'm sorry. He said he like had to like really put himself in a mental space of being that character, and he had to like change his day to day and becoming this character. And then once you become that character, all you're doing is reciting lines. You feel me? But you have to be like, you have to truly live this character. So I taught myself to kind of, okay, get out of my head of being who you want me to be and personify who I am, and then play your role. And that's in movie wise. I'm not talking, or in script and film. I'm not talking about just in day to day. Day to day, I am this every day.
I get what you mean.
You get me? So when I go into a shot or a film or something I wanted to shoot back in the day or something I was shooting, I would learn to magnify me. Not to be better. Now, when I say magnify, I mean like I'm trying to outshine you. I'm being the best me that helps portray that character.
Okay. It's do artists call that method acting? or something like that?
Yeah, method acting or what's another term they use? But yes, to answer your question, yeah. Just being able to really continuously go through the same thing and become. They was talking about Jim Carrey did that for some role. I forgot he was talking to. Jim Carrey used to do it all the time. Like you really have to like put yourself in them shoes. Like, and literally they would order shoes that match the energy and just do that.
And is this? You said this is an upcoming role that you're working on?
Yeah, I don't know if I'm supposed to speak on it because I ain't signed no contract yet.
Oh, then don't
you know what I'm saying? But
don't blow
I
that too
am
early.
working in a I am working in a lot of different things. Yeah, that was crazy. No Diddy. He did it. I'm out.
Yeah,
He did it.
That's a wild boy.
I'll say this for the air. And y'all be capping, and we not gonna act like y'all would. I would party with Diddy. No, I would go to Diddy's party. I would not party with Diddy.
All right, there's a difference. Yeah,
There's a difference.
There's a difference. I would go to Diddy's party, and as Denzel said, I'd leave 30 minutes early before the devil showed up.
The thing is, all right. So annual Diddy parties, we not gonna act like they wasn't crazy. I'm going. If I got the invitation in the mail, say, yo, you've been cordially invited to Sean Combs' annual birthday party. If you want to attend, I'm going. I'm not in his section. I'm not doing that. But I'm going to the party. I'm not drinking out of it. If he order a bottle, yo, Diddy sent you a bottle. I'm straight. I don't need it. We got water over here. We good. But I'm going to the party.
All right, listen. I'm right there with you, brother.
Am I staying past? If it's a day party, I'm leaving solid 8 o'clock. If it's a nightclub, I'm leaving 1:30. 2 o'clock, he gonna start wilding.
That's what people. You're a party promoter, so that's when people start wilding usually.
So like, all right, so nightlife. So like by like, but we talking about Diddy parties. It's probably gonna be over like 4 a.m. So the party not ending, but the party is starting for Diddy 2 o'clock. You feel me? So I'm out of there solid 1:30.
Okay. Imagine if Diddy listening to this. He said, "How you know?"
Yeah. So like he tight. Like right now I'm giving him all the sauce. Diddy's parties is definitely starting at 2. Right. That's when he start wilding. And I know he bring the robe out and all that weird shit he like to do. That, but again, it's my perspective. Is it weird? Is it just what Diddy do? You as a grown man knew Diddy did this, and you still went to the party.
Yeah.
Is meat gay? I don't know. I don't care if you gay or not. You're a grown man. Choose that. But beating up women, nah, don't do that. That's crazy. We don't condone that.
let me get out of this real quick.
Yeah, nah. I said this on my man's podcast. I was like, Diddy literally went into Diddy. The reason why it's bad is because Diddy was like, yo, I ain't gonna lie, y'all wildin'. I would never do something like that. She bugging. Y'all crazy. Da da da. The video dropped, and all he said was, "That's crazy."
So, what, your man's?
No, I said that on a podcast. Like, yeah, my man's is crazy. Diddy was like, yo, he didn't even say sorry. He just said, yo, that's crazy. I found that out. Like, that's crazy. Like,
He talking about, oh, I was so sick of myself to see. Like, brother, you knew you had the video. They probably got the video when they ready your shit.
Bro, he had that's video, what, March 2016 or something like that? That video's been made. They paid somebody something buku money just to shut that up for a little bit. But then they pay somebody else a lot more money to get that video on the internet.
Somebody got it on the back end.
What? Think about that's a hotel, bro. That video's been there for years.
Oh, for sure. The money, then the right number just had to come up.
And then the popularity, you feel me? But that's also ruining the hotel. Well, I don't know. Did it help the hotel or ruin the hotel?
I don't know. Probably amongst the rich people, probably. You're right.
Ruin the hotel because now it's like, y'all had this for so long. Why didn't y'all do anything?
And y'all letting shit rock over there. But then some celebrities probably be like, yo, they letting shit rock over there. You know what I'm saying? So
Diddy got mad information, bro.
But I don't want to get too far off because you got a couple movements going, right?
Yeah.
And we talked about, you had mentioned RMF. Can you tell me a little bit about what that is?
My pride and joy. If anybody asks, I started it by myself. 2 hands, 2 feet, 10 toes. Blood, sweat, and tears. I cried every night. You know, I have no support. It was just me. And I thank God for every day for all my kids that helped me do it. All right, that's a lie. I didn't do none of that by myself. So RMF, Respect My Family, for those that don't know, is a Bridgeport-based organization who prides itself on curating and helping young, I won't limit to African Americans, but helps young people achieve their goals and or aspirations. So if you came to me today and said, yo, I want to be a therapist, we use our resources to then help build your brand and or curate those goals for you. So everyone in RMF that joins the organization has some type of aspirations for something outside of their norm. You know, me being a comedian, my brother Mullah being a DJ, Neek, I don't know if y'all know Dominique Buchanan, but Neek is a entrepreneur in his own. He actually owns his own studio. Shout out to the Hub. And then everyone else falls in line. I have artists, you know, I have videographers, cinematographers. So yeah.
Sorry to interrupt. Is he a part of gang poetry or something?
No, he is. Neek is not a poet. Please don't tell him that, because he will. Please, he's not. He's an entrepreneur. But no, he's not. Dominique. He looks kind of like, I don't know if you know who Hav is, but he kind of look like Hav. You have to, if he was in the nightlife, you would know who it is. But yeah. So Respect My Fans started in high school. It was really a bunch of friends, and I can't take credit for that. I was a member, but I wasn't the originator. I would give it to his birthday the other day, but Sebastian McIntosh, Pooh, for anybody that doesn't know, Keyshawn Fernandez, you could give him Dion, and then Dominique. Neek is the person I was talking about. After we would throw him, but we were just a bunch of friends, and there was like 50 of us throughout the city, and then we were just throwing parties, and then as we graduated, we were like, yo, we can make this into a business. And so Neek seen that vision at a young age, and I went to school. But I was always a member, but I just went to school. And so we just kept throwing events. We would come back back then, you know, everybody comes home Thanksgiving. So we would throw our annual bigger event called Ready Whip. If you don't know what it is, you should look that up on YouTube.
I remember hearing about Ready Whip.
Yeah.
So it definitely got a lot of buzz around it.
Yeah, man, that shit, the most we ever had. So number-wise, and you could look at the stats, we had 2,133 people at one event. And
Jesus.
So that was the pinnacle, probably our biggest event. Annually, it's always big, but the number-wise, like when I ticker-wise, 2,133.
And what location could house that?
So we've done it at 40 Logan, which was in Bridgeport. We've done it in I can't even pronounce the word, but it's in Norwalk. There's a location in Norwalk. That's why when we had our biggest amount of people. Largest amount of people. But yeah, so we did that, and then so we curated. It was like, okay, we could really make this into a business. Everybody grows up out of high school and starts moving their own transitions. But when I came back home, I sat with Neek and I sat with Mullah. Mullah was a local DJ, and we all came together to say, yo, we could really make this a real thing outside of events. Because again, we all had different visions of who we wanted to be, but we knew we needed a team. So then as we curated the team, everyone came with a different vision they want to do. So, okay, well, we can use each other's resources to kind of help build and bridge everybody. And at the end of the day, if you win or you win, we win, because it's under the umbrella. So that's what we did. And so then we started doing mentor programs. We used to do one in Stanford, actually, at the Boys and Girls Club. We do other outside of party-wise, because I feel like that narrative we had to change that narrative for a while. So, you know, we did backpack drives, coat drives, back-to-school drives, speaking to kids. We influence a lot of the culture out here, yo. A lot of y'all copy the swag.
You talking to me or you?
I'm talking.
Let them know.
Yeah, a lot of y'all copy this. Listen, let me tell you something about this drip, baby. It's different. You feel me? It's sauce, and you can't be boned with sauce. No, you can't be boned with seasoning. That's what Gucci said. You feel me? So it's a lot of, you know what I'm saying. The sauce ain't easy. You know what I'm saying, and it drip. Pause. You know what I'm saying, but yeah. So we did that for a while, and we continue. We actually finished Ready with the 10-year anniversary last year.
Congratulations.
Yeah, not a lot of people could say they had 10 years.
10 years is huge.
Yeah, so we did that, and it's still people love that. You know what
I
I'm
mean,
saying?
I feel like, did you guys have an event where it was at the spot?
That we did Ready Whip. Wait, what are you talking about?
Was it? Do you do Ready Whip and it was at the
Oh
spot?
yeah. So it was at the spot in Ansonia. Is that Ansonia or Seymour? I think it's Ansonia. It's Ansonia.
Somebody from my job told me about it. I'm like, how you know about that?
Yo,
So
I
like,
learned so much about marketing versus branding, bro. So marketing, I don't know if a lot of people don't recognize here in Connecticut, because I've seen promoters and I've seen event coordinators through my job and through my career. It's a difference between branding and marketing. Branding in Connecticut is so big because people here follow a brand. I follow the DJ. I follow a promoter. You don't even know what the event is. You just know he's cool, I'ma go. She's lit, I'ma go. You don't know about the event. You don't even know what it's called. You go there and you have fun, but you didn't know. It could be, but then if you just hear about an event and you don't know who the person is on it, you're not as inclined to go.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's weird in Connecticut. Whereas if you went to, like you said, if we go to Turks and Caicos, we go to Baltimore, we go to, I don't know, LA, you on Eventbrite. You don't know what you're going to do out here. You ain't from here. I'm going to see what's the word. And you going to go. You don't know none of the promoters. So that's a distinct difference from here compared to somewhere else. And I think marketing plays such a big role in that. And we don't use that enough here to draw the attractions that we want in Connecticut.
You know what? Then I'm gonna say this on camera, just out of respect. We're gonna have a conversation about marketing because that's something I could benefit from.
Well, I want you to win. At the end of the day, no matter if I got it, you got it.
All right.
Sauce, baby.
He said it on camera too, so
listen,
we taking that
Let me tell
to
you
the
something.
bank.
Taking that is crazy.
Oh my goodness.
Taking that on camera is even wild. But I'm offering it. You feel me? It's what I do. You feel me? That's crazy. That's what we do. Sip my tea.
All right, well, I got a couple questions so we can wrap up.
Wrap it up.
Why you acting like that? Do you like the timing?
I love that. That was good. I was about. When I'm supposed to get it? I'm supposed to get it tatted on my leg soon. Damn, yo. Love that phrase. What about
What it mean? What's up? Give us a background.
it? Man, yo. Because it's so. As wild. It's so. Pause. It's so deep of an idea. Like, why? Why are you acting like that? Like, there's no reason for you to be acting like that. There's no influence. There's no result you're going to get. And it just came to me years ago when I first started doing, I won't even say skits. I think my mother probably said that shit to me.
That's you?
Because, like, my mom is, like, I see why I'm so, I don't want to say retarded, but, like, my mother is so simple. Like, I guess, parents, like, they never understand your perspective or, like, how. So my mother is so, because she's not from, my mom was a DJ in England, like, growing up. She's actually told me, like, story, like, when we went back to go see where she grew up in the hood, she showed me she's, like, one of the first black women DJs. So she used to travel throughout Europe, going to perform this, that, and the third. So, like, she has a love for music. So being an MC, or not being an MC, being a host, like, I was always meant to be in front of some type of crowd. My dad was a singer. That's why you asked me if I could sing. I was like, you feel me? Depending on who asking. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So, like, Trey Songz, my cousin. I got it tatted. Don't tell nobody. But, so it would be just so many. So my mother used to just be like looking at me like, okay, you, like, you're not even funny. Like, you feel me? Like, why are you even acting like you funny? Like, I'm like, nah, like, I'm type funny. Like, people laugh, like, when I be saying shit, and then she's like, all right. But she don't talk like that. She's real British. She got the accent and all that. So, but she's like, why are you even acting like that? Like, and I stuck with her. I was like, you know what? That's a good-ass question. Why am I acting like that? And it just started running with me, and then I think I heard it again later down the line, and it just stuck. Like, I was just like, it just, because and then that's true, because I'm so literal. Like, I think my form of comedy is so literal. Like, I'm only asking the question that you wanted to say out loud. And it's usually blatant, like my facial structure, and I'll be dead ass serious. Like, nah, you not dead ass. Like, you ain't that. Like, in my mind, you not that dumb. You wouldn't say some stupid shit like that. You feel me? Oh, you know that Subway is making sandwiches this week? Word? they do that? Subway? Why would you even tell me that? Why are you even acting like? You feel me? And that's where I think it trickled from. So yeah, probably that. My mom, love you, mom.
Shout out to your mom, because all I say is moms.
She don't know how to work the internet.
They do be they be our biggest haters, but because they are our biggest supporters. If you really about whatever you about,
For sure.
you know what I mean?
For sure.
That criticism gonna be raw. But then once they see like you putting that effort in,
For sure.
you know what I mean?
The worst thing my mother ever did, learn how to use Amazon. She ordered everything in the world. Literally ruined her. Like, she don't come out the house no more. And that probably ruined a lot. Because my mother is so not American. She don't get, like, how a phone really works. And it makes me mad. Like, to the point, like, I really don't like Amazon. Like, I don't think you realize how much I don't. Because it's like I'm picking this shit up to go get it for her, right? So she'll be like, yeah, I ordered, I don't know, fucking pencil sharpeners. And you be like, yo, bro, why do you need that, though? Well, you know, it's on sale. And like, yo, but, bro, just go to Walmart. If you really wanted it, well, nah, it's easier this way. And I'm like,
You ain't need that.
You ain't need it, though. It's just, I hate how accessible the shit is. Like, you feel me?
Yeah.
It takes away from the go outside and enjoy life. You feel me? So, but yeah, Amazon, cut a check, man. Yeah, we putting money in your pocket, and I don't like it no more. That shit is dead.
All right, last question.
Talk to me.
Where do you see yourself in a year?
See myself? Where do y'all see me? You feel me? Because you're gonna see me. You're gonna see me.
Hopefully up on the screen.
You see that already. That's we did that. We did that. I'm trying to tell you. 6 months to change your life. You know what I'm saying? I was thinking about getting that tatted somewhere. I might get a chain that says 6 months.
That's a long ass sentence.
6 months?
You're just 6 months? Well, you say 6 months will change your life.
No. So I was really thinking about getting why you acting like that, but dang, that's long. And then I was like, okay, my boy Kev was like, you should get 6. And because you always like to say 6 months. 6 being June, because, 6 months. But I was like, 6 months to change your life. Now, a year from now, tomorrow, like, I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about what I'm going to do today and how I'm going to smoke shit tomorrow. And then the next day, I'm going to do it again. And I'm going to keep repeating until you have to see me. You're going to see me every day until you choose not to and you turn off the channel and then you open the newspaper and I'm still there. You feel me? So it's like, I don't, proper planning prevents poor performance. But you can't, if you keep thinking about that, you're not going to take care of right here. So today, I'm going to win. And then tomorrow, I'm going to win again. And I'm going to keep going. And then we get to 6 when we get there. You feel me? So that's how I look at shit.
God bless it. And I appreciate that, man. Thank you for taking the time out to come in and having this conversation. It means a lot to me.
I want you to win.
I want you to win too, but you already winning. So, share some of the wealth.
Yo, listen, let me tell you something. This sauce, you get lost in the sauce, man. You feel me? I switch accents all the time. You know what I'm saying?
We see it right now.
I switch accents. Listen, we go to Florida. Hey, Jit, y'all need. You gotta pop up with me, twin, yeah. Or we go to Atlanta. You feel me? Come on, dog. You already know how I'm rocking, you know what I'm saying? Fuck with me.
Well, I also want to give you credit because I moved to Bridgeport a couple years back, right? And
like it?
I fuck with it, for real.
Okay.
I fuck with it. Well, I don't, but at the same time, I don't be out. I'm selective spots,
Yeah.
But, like, one of your skits had me dying was...
Which one?
Not everybody needs to be a poet.
Swear.
Oh, my God. Moving to Bridgeport. Don't tell me... And it's almost like I'm laughing at myself, too, because, like, I do like to write poems and stuff, but, like, it's so fucking true.
Yo, I used to really look at this shit like, cause I go to everything. Like, I want to experience. I don't like missing shit. Like, you feel me? Fear of missing out. I don't like missing opportunities. I don't like missing your first time doing something. I don't want to miss shit, right? So boom, I used to really just go and watch poets or watch rappers and all that, and I was like, this ain't it, bro. And It be your own people, cause I'm a hater. So I like sometimes I be dead at like, yo, bro, this ain't it. You feel me? Shit, you might want to get back into that finance class. You feel me? You might want to try. Maybe you should be, you know what I'm saying, an arts and crafts teacher. That might be your lane. So, but like I used to really, like, yo, I really think I'm good at everything. So I'd be like, yo, sometimes, let me show you how easy this shit is. And I'd be like, damn, y'all just be saying anything. I used to really like, oh, y'all really just be, once I realized the similes and metaphors, oh, y'all just be saying anything. Yeah, some of y'all don't need to be doing this shit. This shit is crazy. Y'all need to go back and do some math or something. You know what I mean?
No, man, it just resonated with me, and that shit was hilarious.
Don't limit yourself, my brother. Listen, this shit gonna take you to lanes you ain't never seen before. You could fuck around and start interviewing Chad Ochocinco, and you know what I'm saying? I wish I started crying for you. I really did want to. You feel me? I could fake it.
You gotta do all that.
Look that way real quick. Look that way.
What's wrong with him, yo?
You can't listen. My dad left me, dog. It was traumatic for me, man. And it wasn't that I couldn't. It's just I didn't see the lane that I wanted to go through, man. And I thank God that the streets saved me. You feel me?
I appreciate you, brother.
Appreciate you, gay. Love. Why you acting like that? It's all about the sauce, man. RMF run the world. Stop telling people lies. Man, that was fun.
I had a blast, man.
That was cool.
You didn't say that was something to hold us.
This is something to hold us.